Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Hospital. We are hot on the trail of our 2-star objectives. Well, not so hot. We're not doing too well financially, still a little bit of a struggle, and we've got a couple of things that we need to redevelop before we move on with our 2-star objectives. As you can see, we have queues building up over here in our cardiology and our general diagnosis, and our finances are not looking great. But increasing our prices has helped, and I'm hoping that with our general research pumping out cash every now and then as well, we can just about get through it and expand. As soon as I can, I'm going to duplicate my cardiology and my general diagnosis because the queues are absolutely piling up, and that's what's causing the patient's health to drop and causing us to fail treatments or kill people or them die before they even get anywhere near a treatment room. Staff is a little bit of a strange situation as well. We're struggling to train people up in time because we don't have the finances to do it, and we need all of our staff to be working at the moment, so pulling them out of rooms because we're on such a small staff profile, as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to get things done. Now that we've got a bit more money, we're going to pop down a new general diagnosis, and then we'll grab our cardiology as well, and that's a nice grant as well. We'll start off a new general research to bring in a little bit more money. I am going to upgrade my cryptology and... was it cryptology? It was something. I've got 2 more machines left to upgrade. We're going to do that as well at some point when we've got a little bit more time with our researchers, possibly when we get a second research room. I'm going to duplicate this toilet so that we have one in this other building here. And another thing, staff room, we only have one tiny one, so sorry. Right, I finally feel like we're getting somewhere, so let's expand into these 2 new plots that we have. We're going to duplicate our research room, and then we're going to duplicate maybe our training room. But if I have research, I can drop the staff down there and have 2 working in each one, which is going to involve hiring a new researcher, so let's see if we can find someone. I will bring in Raquel Quibble because I am planning on having a mega scanner at some point, so we're just going to remove all of her staff roles, so she's only working in the mega scanner. I will let her work in GP's offices as well, just to reduce a little bit of the strain on those staff members. Right, where we're looking now, you can see our GP's offices are a little bit overcrowded, so I think we should probably duplicate them at some point. Let's just do it now. We'll put one in right next to this new research department, and then we're good to go. We've got 4 GP's offices in. We should only really need 5. You can see the requests coming in for everything. So many rooms being asked of us. I can't afford anything other than the pest control right now, though, so we're going to put that one down, and we'll just gradually expand. Hopefully every month we can add a new treatment room in at least, and that should help us out a lot. Duplicating our training room is going to help us out a lot, so we're going to do that now, and then we can start training staff in multiple training rooms, including research level 4, which we can't afford right now, but it's good to know what we're going to be going for. We'll take on this pandemic emergency. That should just boost our cures and our cure rate as well. I'm pretty confident we can do that. The queues in the GP's offices are starting to come down a little bit. I'm going to continue to reject surgery requests because that's a long-term goal for us, I think. So I've taken out a small loan to pay off a large one. Probably not the best idea, but I am paying less back on a monthly basis, so it makes things a little bit easier at the end of the month. Our prices, you just saw there, are at 50% higher, so our reputation is slowly decreasing. Our research pod just about to finish another one, so we can queue up a second as soon as possible. There we go. Now, I know I'm queuing these up and I'm having to spend 1,000 to greenlight them each time, so I'm only making 18 grand off them, but that's not really a problem because it's getting done much quicker. Right, it's time for our clown clinic. We've had a few requests for this one, and it's pretty cheap, so I'm going to put it in. I'm trying to keep my finances quite high because I'm so close to being able to train up all of my researchers. I know it says just train the 2 staff members, but why not train all 3? And then we can continue pumping out these monetary requests and stuff, and also upgrade our recovery lab and whichever else we're waiting for. It's end of year, so let's see what awards we've won. I'm not expecting much. Rising Star Employer of the Year and Best Research. That's probably all I expected. We haven't done too well on everything else this year, so we'll just have to hope that things improve quickly. So it's finally time to train our researchers. We're going to do all 3 of them, like I've already said, just because they're going to help us grind out some more research tasks super quick. And I do have a 4th researcher ready to come in at some point. I'm going to keep that JD doctor in mind as well. I'm giving in. It's time for the DNA lab. We've had so many requests for this one. It's just going to have to happen. We do have some DNA trained doctors, and I am going to train a few more up now that I have 2 training rooms. We did really well on that Pan's Lab emergency, so that's good to know as well. Things are improving. We've got 49 of 200 patients and a cure rate of 75% to attain, and that's our psychiatry in as well. Immediately after putting my psychiatry in, I decided that I'd take on a night fever emergency, so we should probably duplicate this psychiatry and hope that I have another doctor just waiting in the wings to come in and start curing those people. Probably not my best idea, but we'll roll with it, and like, the emergencies are going to help us push up. We're on 75 of 200 patients cured now, and our cure rate is a little bit below 75%, but we can manage that pretty well. We've got a load of nurses who are either training or on call or taking a rest, so we've got queues forming everywhere, but that'll eventually get sorted. I'm not too worried about that. Things are looking good. I'm pretty impressed. We've almost upgraded our recovery room as well. So we've got a lot of space that we can expand into. And I'm going to be putting our surgery in soon, I think, and that should be most of our cure rooms and treatment rooms ready to go. Obviously, there's a few that we've not put in yet, but we can now, because we have the finances, we can put them in when they are requested. We've got the space to do it, we've got the finances. That's Recovery Unit 2 unlocked as well, and we can start upgrading our cryptology as well. Maybe I'll just... yeah, we'll do the cryptology. I've got another general research just about done as well. There we go. Nice. A staff resignation warning. We are the employer of the year. Consistently. Stop asking for stuff. Like, pay request. There's none sat... oh, I was just on the doctor's tab there, I think. Well, you're not getting it. You'll just have to deal with it, Hazel. If you want to leave, leave. That's the surgery request from 2 patients, so I think it is definitely time to put that in. And we're actually going to put 2 in. I'm just going to put them in this little gap here, and I think there should be enough space to duplicate this one and have it right next door, so we can have 2 surgery rooms right there. I'm wondering if Hazel's threatening to quit because she's the one doing all the work. I don't have a lot of assistants, do I? I've only got 3. We're just going to drop in our mega scan now. It's about time for that as well, and that'll really help us with diagnosis because most people will go straight to the mega scanner, and that should give them a maximum diagnosis as soon as possible, as long as we get the machine upgraded as well. So money does get tight, but that's because I've queued up upgrades throughout the hospital. We could do with maybe hiring a few more mechanics to facilitate that a little bit quicker. We're on 4 of 15 machines upgraded, so it shouldn't be too long before we hit the goal for this one. Got a doctor in here training to work in the DNA lab. He's also got motivation, so he's going to be a really good one to have. Just going to remove all of his other roles, so he only works in the DNA lab once he's qualified, and that should help ease the stress on our one and only DNA lab we have in the hospital. It's almost end of year as well. Let's see what we've won, hoping it's a bit more of an improved one. It is much better. Yep, we're back on the map. Patient's Choice Award for the first time. Wow. Our reputation's terrible though, I don't know how we've won that one. So because our money's looking really good, I can start training some of my staff in the more upgraded traits. So Psychiatry 2 is going to be one of them. We're going to continue bringing in guest trainers because we can afford it, and I don't want to take staff away from their jobs while they're working. We've got Diagnostics 3 there done, so we can start another one immediately. I could do Research 5, but I have a sneaky suspicion that might be part of the 3-star objectives, so we're going to leave that for now. What else can we train? We could do Maintenance 3 because obviously we've got all of these machines that we're upgrading. We're going to need to maintain them. I don't want a disaster happening like the pharmacy earlier on in the playthrough where it just exploded mid-treatment and I just finished doing an emergency, so we don't want that to happen again. Surgery queues building, probably because we don't have enough surgeons. I am going to put my prices to 40% now, and we can try and bring that down and phase back down to 0% and maybe decrease our prices to increase our reputation. That's the long-term goal anyway, and we should make enough money to survive. I'm going to copy a staff room because we've not got that many. I've managed to squeeze in a couple in all of the other buildings in the hospital, and it's just going to help our staff get a little bit happier because they were all crammed into that one staff room in our first building, and you can see there's still a load crammed in there. Let's have a look at the plots that we can unlock. I'm going to get plot 5 now, and then we'll get plot 6 as well while we've got the cash. Excellent. Right, we can start planning out our redevelopment next. We are almost at our 15 machines upgraded. We've got 17 patients left. I've unlocked a few more buildings. I'm going to aim to get the rest of them unlocked before I do the big redevelopment for the 3-star objectives. Normally I do this when we're going into the 2, but I didn't have the money to do so. That's more training complete in ward management as well. And as you can see, our 4 level 4 researchers are done as well. We've got 2 more buildings to unlock, and then I'll be satisfied and ready to go for our 3-star objectives when we do the redevelopment. 11 patients left, our 15 machines are upgraded. We have unlocked every single building available to us on the map, so we can really start thinking about changing how we have our patients flow through the hospital. I'm really enjoying this level now. It was a little bit of a stress when we first started out because you had so many requests for every single treatment that's available. And it's difficult to fill in those gaps, but increasing our prices really helped us. It did tank our reputation, and we did have a lot to think about when it came to that, and it was a bit of a difficult decision to make, because you don't want to throttle the amount of patients coming in by having a low reputation, and at the same time, you don't want to have too many coming in by having a high reputation. We've just decreased our prices because I want to start building that reputation back up now that we've got a bit more money and we have all of the kind of treatment rooms that we need so far. We may get requests for a few more. I don't think we have, like, do we have turtle-headedness in here? Well, there's a couple that I don't think we quite have yet. We don't even have an x-ray yet, which would help for the fracture ward. But I suppose it's not too much of an issue. 3 more patients will have this 2-star objective. We do have a health inspector in as well, but as you can see, there's no queues either. No queues, apart from like people waiting. And there we go, 2-star objectives done. That's fantastic. I'm really happy with that. But look at these 3-star objectives. Cure 500 patients, have a cure rate of 90%, train 1 staff member in Research 5 and upgrade another 15 machines. So we are going to have to build a few more diagnosis or treatment rooms. I'm going to bring in Carl Dingle. He's going to be my brand new researcher because I meant to hire one ages ago. So we're going to have him come in and train him in research, and we'll build him up so that we can have 2 researchers working in every one, and well, in all of our 2 research labs, and then we can continually bring in extra profit and maybe even kudos as well. Let's get him trained. We'll do the research level 5s first though. There we go. That's research level 5 done. Excellent. 1 of 4 objectives complete. The rest's going to happen residually. But what I'm going to do now, once this end of year reward is done, let's see what we've won. Oh, nice. Good, good. Didn't get most prestigious hospital or no deaths, which I wasn't really expecting. I am going to redevelop the entire hospital, and we'll jump ahead and I'll explain a little bit about what I've done. So I'll see you on the other side. Here we go then. Right, so what we have is a room up here. This building in the very top of your screen has our 2 training rooms, a staff room, and 2 research departments. Then over here we've got our main reception area with most of our diagnosis rooms, so GPs, officers, general diagnosis, cardiology, a psychiatry set up for diagnosis only, and a toilet. Then over here there's further diagnosis, so we have more toilets, a staff room, and a ward for diagnosis only, a mega scanner, and a DNA lab that's only set for diagnosis. In here are our first treatment rooms: the ward, fracture clinic, a DNA lab, pharmacy, psychiatry, a chromotherapy, that's it, yeah, chromotherapy, and a cryptology. Then we have our 2 surgeries still. We've got a shock clinic, an injection room, the deluxe clinic, clown clinic, toilet, and the pest control. Then down here, a PANS lab, a head office, another toilet, and our resolution lab, and another staff room. And down here we also have our recovery room. So all of our treatment rooms are in place. As far as I'm aware, we've not had any demands for anything else. Look at all the space we've got left. And the flow has improved quite a bit. We are researching now standard like financial income and kudos, and our prices are now 30% reduced. And we're still making a profit. So that should help our reputation recover and bring in some kudos so that I can start buying some of the more important and higher value items. I haven't put my radiators in, as you can see, so we're going to have to do that. And I'm just going to speed things back up, and we can carry on with developing the hospital itself. As you can see, we've upgraded 8 of 15 machines for our 3-star objectives, and we have cured 108 of 500 patients. We still have a few upgrades that we can do, I think, but if not, we can always duplicate our mega scanner, which I'm planning on doing anyway, and potentially duplicate another treatment diagnosis room so that we can just upgrade those machines. We've got 7 more upgrades to do, so it's probably going to be upgrades on what? 1, 2, 4. Like, we need to do upgrades on 4 rooms, basically, if we have an odd number, because we can only upgrade things twice, and that's going to be the next step for us, really. But I'm really happy with how this has turned out. We've kind of weathered a little bit of a storm financially and gotten things back under control now that we've got all of our treatment rooms in place, and I'm really looking forward to grinding out the rest of this level. We're going to be jumping through and I'm going to be telling you any improvements I make, but largely because this is something that's just going to accrue over time, there's not a lot we can do. So we're going to queue up another kudos generating research, and then we'll move on. So I'm on the hunt for other machines to upgrade, and I don't have a fluid analysis, so we're going to put one in here, and that's going to be another couple of upgrades we can get. We'll just pop it there to form a corridor on that side, and I can probably put in a few benches and stuff. I have noticed we don't have we've got a nice like group of vending machines in various different places. We've gone into debt, but we'll recover that pretty quickly, especially once this research project's finished as well. I totally forgot to put my radiators in, so I've done that now, and that should help our patients feel a little bit happier and more comfortable moving around. We have a couple of upgrades queued up here as well. That'll take us up to 10 of 15. We are a little bit short of cash, but I do need to put bins in because I forgot to do that as well. So toxic waste bins all around once we get the finances in place. It's always the little things that I forget to do. Coming up to the end of the year, and I'm expecting big things of this hospital now, including most prestigious. There we go, almost a clean sweep. We're not getting no deaths again, I don't think. We just don't have the ability to do that. I think after the first couple of years, it gets very difficult, unless you have like super well-trained doctors, which, you know, we could get over time. We're going to do another research project when we've got a bit more money. I know we've already reduced the prices. You're way behind. The advisors, come on, man. Oh, look at that, minus 30%. Our price reputation hasn't moved, though. I'm not quite sure why. I'm just trying to think how I can cure these 500 patients, and I think marketing is going to be the answer. So if we set up marketing campaigns for particular treatment rooms, we'll get an influx of patients for those particular rooms. I'm going to start with our marketing office for one, and then I'm going to do a general hospital campaign to improve our reputation and get in like a blanket coverage of patients, and then I'll specialize in a particular treatment room. Right, let's have a look. We can do recruitment, illness, or general marketing. General marketing is what I want to begin with. We'll do it for 6 months, and then we will try and get in a few more patients, see how that goes before we specialize for a particular treatment room. We're going to add an extra staff member to our marketing, see if that affects anything. It might improve the effectiveness of it, I'm not quite sure. And then we are going to train our researcher using one of our current researchers. Carl Dingle will learn research level 2, and that will just speed up the process of both of our research rooms. I'm then going to have all of our nurses do treatment level 3, the ones that are available to, and bring in a guest trainer for that. We can't afford it. Never mind. Cooper Pop. I thought that said Cooper Pooper. Cooper Popper had a request to earn $400,000. I'm pretty sure we can do that. We are waiting for upgrades, and we have 11 of 15. Our cure rate is 85%, and I'm pretty confident that that's just going to stay at a level of around 85 to 95%. I've never seen 100%. We've just got a research grant there, so we're clawing our way back out of debt, and we should be able to queue up a few more upgrades very soon. Our mega scanner, I would like to duplicate that soon as well, so we can fill out all of these diagnoses very quickly, and also I'll have another machine to upgrade, which will be really useful. We can almost afford this fluid accelerator, so as soon as that's in, I'll get that upgraded. I'm going to have this DNA tech train in motivation as well, just to improve his effectiveness a little bit. And then what I'll probably do is have them learn diagnosis and treatment together, because you can't actually pick and choose which of your DNA labs your doctors go into, and I have one set specifically for treatment and one for diagnosis. So that's just something that you need to be aware of. It's a shame, because on ward management, if you have ward management training all the way up to level 3, that improves diagnosis and cure. If DNA had something that was quite similar, that would be really useful. I'm just going to copy our mega scan now that we can afford it, put that in, and then we can start upgrading the machine there. Oh god, I can't afford it now. How frustrating. I was so close. Well, I guess that'll have to wait for another time because I'm not going to get the money that I need to upgrade it in the amount of time that it's going to take me to wait. Right, so I'm going to launch a pharmacy campaign for 6 months. We're at 240 of 500. Now this, because we have really good pharmacists in the hospital, that should improve our cure rate and get us towards that 500 patient goal. And I don't think it'll take us that long if we have a couple of successful marketing campaigns. You can see we did manage to duplicate our mega scanner, and I'm looking to upgrade the machines once there's some money rolling in. The next thing I want to check is our price reputation, because our reputation is now maxed out. And yep, you can see there our price reputation is starting to increase as well. Now I'm wondering if we just generally had to get our reputation back up to max before the price reputation started to recover, or you just needed to have your prices low for longer than they were high to increase that. I'm not quite sure how it works, but it is interesting to know that it's started to increase again. That's what I was hoping for. We've completed another general research project, which is bringing in a nice amount of money, and our upgrades are well and truly on the way for the mega scan. I think I'll probably need to build another room of some description, so I'm going to duplicate this chromotherapy because we have a emergency going on right now, and we'll put that in here and just leave it. We'll upgrade it so that we can get the machine upgrades in, and I can probably squeeze in a toilet right next to it there. I'm going to hire a few more nurses because we still have a little bit of a shortage, and obviously we've got all of these new treatment rooms that we need cover for. We are at the end of our year. We've just dropped into debt and have a staff resignation warning, but as long as I'm winning awards, I don't really care. They can complain all they like. I'll just give them a pay rise because I've got money now. Right, what did we win? Almost everything. 10 years in a row for 3 of them, so that's really good. I'm just going to ignore the staff who want to resign. Okay, right, what is going on over here? Well, looks like our marketing campaign was successful. I better start duplicating my pharmacies all over the shop. We have a queue there that was about 30 strong, so we need to very quickly put in a few more pharmacies and get them staffed. But at least we know that things were successful, apart from the massive queue that it's causing. Where can I put it? Let's put our pharmacy in here. Is that going to work? Once we move the door, I guess. Okay, so we've got pharmacy cropping up everywhere. I've got 2 new ones put in. I'd like to put another couple in and just make sure that we have enough pharmacists to actually staff them, because the queue in the first one is still 26. We have 14 and 12 in this one, and it is only growing. So let's put another pharmacy in. That's 4 pharmacies we've now got, and I can probably fit a 5th in. There's a fracture emergency as well, just to make things a little bit more difficult for us. We're going to hire some more pharmacists. That's one of the good things about this advertising campaign. We seem to have gotten an influx of pharmacy qualified nurses coming on board as well. So we can hire a load of them and set them to only work in the pharmacy, and that should help us bring these queues down. The reason I picked pharmacies for this is, well, they're easiest cures. It's that simple. If we can get this cure rate up very quickly to 90% and cure, what? We're 166 patients short. Our price reputation's maxed out as well now and we've reset that to 0. So that should stay pretty consistent for the rest of this run. But if you can have a look now, we have cured 337 of 500. We have a queue of roughly about 12 in each of our 4 pharmacies. So that's at least another, 48 people to cure, which will take us really close to our objective. We'll only be about 120, 110 short of that, and that's really good going. And I'm probably going to run another advertising campaign for the pharmacy and maybe put another one in. With this fracture patient thing, it's not going to take us too long, so that'll be another 6. We can fit 4 in our fracture ward. I've got a loan here that I still need to repay, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I had to take that out to build a huge number of pharmacies because things were getting out of control. Drug mixer, we can improve that. I mean, not that it matters, we've done our 15 machines, but we might as well upgrade them because that'll increase our chances of getting successful cures and also the speed at which we move our patients through them. I'm just going to do a quick pay review. My nurses seem happy. I'll give up. Hang on a minute. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, there we go. I had the wrong tab on. Right. We've got that done. And another general research has been complete. So I'm pretty happy with it now. We're going to kick off another couple of research projects. Just have them go for cash. and then we'll do some training. Maintenance on our janitors, because we've got loads of machines that are going to need to be upgraded and repaired. I don't have many trained janitors to do that though, but that's okay. I'm confident now. I don't think things are going to mess up. I could train someone in pharmacy management, but I think I'm going to go with treatment, and I'll probably put down, we'll have you do it. Maybe just you. We'll have the junior do it. You're not doing it. You're working in the injection room, but you shouldn't be, so that's fine. Who can we put in for treatment? We'll have both of these pharmacists do it, because that will then help them in the pharmacy, obviously. If they're good at treatment and pharmacy management, they'll be able to cure patients a little bit better in that room. Because just because we have these pharmacy trained nurses with upgraded machines, it doesn't mean they're not capable of horrifically murdering a patient. As you can see, the queues are still there, and our staff are now not occupying the rooms, but that's just because they've been sent for training. So the queues will just be dispersed somewhere else within the hospital, and another staff member will be able to do it.
Attention, urinating.
Things are looking good though. This is now just going to be a case of waiting out the remainder of the level. Obviously our cure rate's not amazing, so we're going to need to keep an eye on that. I'm going to drop down another GP's office because things are getting a little bit dicey there. We can put down a second one as well. That'll just alleviate some of the queues that are happening in the main building. I don't think I need to move a reception or put another reception in that building. It doesn't really need one. They can all just go into that room and then move. We've done that fracture ward emergency as well. Cure rate has dropped a little bit, and I think that's because I've got poorly qualified nurses. Kick off another research project, but the money situation at the moment is pretty good. We could actually just go all in on Kudosh. I can even repay that loan and drop into debt immediately. At least we've paid off the loan though. So no, I'm not going to take another loan out. Leave me alone. Yeah, pretty good going today. This has been really fun. Since we developed this, everything has just been on this upward trajectory, so it's just going to be a case of waiting out the rest of this level. And I'm going to jump ahead now and finish this off after doing another pharmacy campaign. We'll queue that up, and then I will catch you at the climax of the level. Here we are then, 482 of 500 patients. I don't think I've added any more rooms in. No, there have been no more additions to the hospital. Everything has kind of just been ticking over, basically. Our cures are coming in really nice. We had another successful marketing campaign for the pharmacies, of which we have 5 now. And it was interesting because I've not used marketing since the marketing specific level. So it's been a while, and you forget how effective it is in bringing patients in and also improving your reputation and finances. Obviously, once you've kind of got your hospital set up and you have all of the treatment rooms you think you're going to need, that's a good time to do marketing. I wouldn't do marketing early game when you're struggling unless you had a really good set of staff in or what have you. But because it can cause such a strain on your hospital, it's probably not the best idea to do it early on. Maybe it's something that we can start putting in when we're starting up our 2 and 3 star objectives, if the money allows it. I'd rather do research first, because as long as you have the green light fee for research, you can start up a project to bag yourself $20,000, as long as you have good research trained staff. Otherwise it'll take an eternity and it'll not be worth it at all. If we could queue up several money research projects that were separate, that would be really good, because even if you had poorly trained researchers, they could knock those out over a certain period of time. There we go, we've done our 500 patients, and then you could have like trickling $20,000 coming in. Anyway, we've done it. 3 star objectives complete. I'm really happy with that one. It's been a really good level, and it was a lot of fun. It was stressful at times, but I'm overall really happy with that one. And the next episode, we're going to be going to somewhere. I don't know where. We'll jump out to the map and have a look. Our next level is going to be Rotting Hill. Take over this failing inner city hospital and turn it around. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.